Today's sponsor is Audible. Please visit audiblepodcast.com/baldmove for a free audiobook download. Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron. Can we have a reverse Fiesta cast for my liver?
We can if you'd like.
What's the unfiesta? What would you play? Like polka?
I think it's this episode, actually.
Yeah.
You didn't let me get through my intro. We're part of Bald Move. Bald Move Network. BaldMove.com.
Yeah,
I'm just going to keep saying Bald Move.
Where people come for the truth. Where our listenership's going to swell this week because everybody knows if you want to go get dirt on The Walking Dead, you come to this fucking cast.
Yeah, whenever there's a bad episode.
We're not sugarcoating shit.
Nope. Okay, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 16, entitled Welcome to the Tombs. Do we want to get straight into the recap, or do you have any news or anything to talk about up front?
Well, if you're still a fan of The Walking Dead, you can go to our merch site at baldmove.spreadshirt.com and get 2 awesome Walking Dead designs. We still love Daryl, right?
Sure, yeah.
Well, then show your love with the Daryl or I Crossbow Daryl Dixon t-shirt, or get the badass Rick and Daryl versus a horde of zombies t-shirt design. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay.
Don't forget, hey, you have been remiss about the person providing our awesome theme music these last few weeks. Give them some love.
So it's my brother's band. They wrote an awesome theme song for us. You can hear the entire 4-minute theme over at mystereanamusic.com. MYSTERANIA music.com. It's hard to spell.
Hard to say.
Well, yeah, hard to say too.
Mysteriana.
Yeah, but their music is good. So
what would you rate this? I've been dying to know. What would you rate this episode?
Okay, so if this were a normal run-of-the-mill episode, if this were a mid-season or episode 9 of the season,
if this was the episode leading up to the finale,
no, it would be way lower. I would give it if I'm being generous, a 5. If I'm being generous. It is a finale, however, and it did absolutely nothing that a finale should do in any respect. So I'm giving it. I feel like giving it a 1 is like, where do you go from there? Could they make a worse episode? Yeah, they could. But I'll give it a 2.
Yes, I was the same way. I'm saving the 1 for when they do a musical episode.
The Christmas episode.
But considering this is a finale, it would be a 4 at best, maybe a 5. But considering this is a finale, yeah, it deserves a 2. And before you get too angry with us, and I don't, judging by our email and Reddit and Facebook, I don't think there's going to be a lot of debate. You say what you will about the future, that, they've got all these awesome plans. I saw Kirkman was out doing damage control, promising that this is all going to be better next year, that they've got big plans. There's a reason they let the governor survive. If that's all true, and I'm not willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, if that's all true with the new showrunner, they still fucked up audience expectations the same way The Killing did.
Totally.
If you build this as this epic stand against Rick and the governor, good versus evil, well, less evil versus less good, and you bait this to where you're going to have this battle at the end, and then you don't deliver, on any level,
no level.
It's we're going to get into it, but it's just a phenomenal. It's you set the audience's expectations up here, and you delivered way below those expectations, and that's why you see the people angry today. It's nothing about Andrea dying or any particular plot point. It's just all of it together was underwhelming, and a punt the next year.
That's really I expected to go. I was going into this episode really fired up, thinking, okay, they've been teasing us with this war for how many episodes now? It's been 4 episodes at least. And now we're going to get it, finally. This is going to be awesome. And a lot of people are like, well, all you want is the blood and the battles and the bullets. And no. It also failed on the level of not having any tension in the story whatsoever.
Yeah. It destroyed the arc of the season, in my opinion. And this is also, in 3 seasons of Walking Dead, every finale I've been fired up for next year. Like, even if I was kind of down, because we've had this debate, like, what's the best season of Walking Dead? In my opinion, season 2.5 to 3.0 was the best season. That 16-episode or 13-episode stretch was pretty good. They've all had their problems, but the finales all did the purpose of getting us fired up for next year. This season, I have no idea where they're going to go, and I don't care. There's not a single thing that I care about finding out next season.
This is like the opposite of season 2, right? I mean, like the ending of season 2...
It was a literal barn burner.
Literally, yes. Everything leading up to it was like, this is kind of bullshit. I'm not feeling it. We've been on this fucking farm too long. And then the ending was like, oh, okay, well, they did something awesome with that ending.
Well,
Here, it's the exact opposite. I felt like through the season, they were leading up to something kind of awesome, and then they didn't follow through with any of it.
This is the total opposite of Season 2. Season 2 started slow and gained steam and picked up momentum. Season 3 started incredibly strong. I thought that they'd put all their problems behind them.
Yeah.
Then they got in the second half of Season 3 and just went to shit. It's like if Season 2...
There were some good episodes, though, at somewhere near the end of Season 3.
Yeah,
Clear was a good episode.
Yes. But I'm less bullish on this half of that season than you. But it's like if Season 2, if Shane had run away and they stayed on the farm. Like they've been building up this tension between Rick and Shane and all that stuff, and it finally comes to the head and they have a confrontation, but Shane runs away and they stay at the farm. No one would be excited for that.
No, it would be fucking horrible.
They're coming perilously close to ruining the best plot line in Walking Dead's comic lore. How do they do that, Jim? 16 episodes they've had to arc this thing and end the governor and the prison, and they didn't do it. They choked.
They've been meticulously setting this up, apparently, for 16 episodes. That's how you do it.
Just judging from our past few spoiler sections, our fans have put more time and effort and thought into where to go to next season than Kirkman and Gimple and all those fuckers.
Yeah. I don't know. Why don't we get into the recap?
Let's.
Okay. Because we can talk about this stuff in more detail as we go. We open up with, okay, I'll give him this. The shot was kind of cool because it opens up the same way that the season opened up.
Yep.
With a shot of the zombie eye in the first episode and shot of the governor's eye here. His only eye.
Yep.
And they pull out to him beating up on poor defenseless Milton, who is just sitting in a corner bleeding. They have a little conversation here about, I don't know, what his daughter would have thought and some other things. And he proceeds to get beaten up even more.
Side note, I actually didn't hate this episode until about 15 minutes into it.
Yeah, so it took a while.
Yeah, I kind of dig this whole "you kill her, you die."
Yeah,
well, yeah, she'd be afraid of me, but she'd be alive. I dug it.
So there were a couple interesting themes running through this, and I think we saw a lot of the "you kill or you die" stuff play out with obviously the governor, but also Carl. And I think it's fair to say that that's what they were going for, and I think they pulled that off well enough.
I think they fucked Carl up bad. I'm going to get to that.
Okay, yeah, we'll certainly talk about that too. But the theme there was a cool one. I mean, there has been this tension of, like, how much do you need to kill? How protective do you need to be of your own people? And we'll talk about that more when we get to the end of this.
Sure.
Of course, he says there, when Milton questions his daughter, like, what would your daughter think about you right now? He says that she'd be scared of me, and that if I'd been like this from the start, she'd be alive today. Well, obviously that's not fucking true because 8 of your dudes just got killed yesterday because you're like that.
True.
Like, coming right off the sentence before that, he says it. Crazy. So we go. Yeah, the governor keeps talking to Milton. Then he takes him into his workshop, and he sees that Andrea's live. The governor tells him to kill Andrea, and when he refuses and tries to attack him, the governor guts him like a fish. Just guts him right there on the floor. Leaves him to turn and eat Andrea later on.
Knife goes in, guts go out.
Yeah, probably the best line of the episode. You kill or you die and you kill.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm like, yeah, this episode is giving me what I need. This is good stuff. This is gripping.
Well, first of all, I mean, it should have been gripping. You should have been gripping your liver this entire episode until you saw that, yeah, he's not going to get out of this.
That's true.
Probably pretty relieved, huh, to see Milton go.
Yeah, I was not looking forward to, and again, kids. Aaron was not going to chug a fifth.
Yeah,
I was going to get plenty drunk under Jim's medical supervision. I wasn't going to chug a fifth. I don't recommend anyone do that. But yeah, I'm glad that I didn't have to puss out. I'm glad that my bet stood strong.
So you were totally going to chug a fifth, right?
Totally. 2/5, man. I actually think that I was excited because I'm like, okay, they've got this smaller drama that's going to be happening over the larger drama of the assault on the prison, and you're going to have, this scene in a microcosm, the governor's philosophy versus Rick's philosophy fighting out over the overarching, large-scale prison conflict. Yeah, that didn't happen.
No, none of that. Anyway,
got Chekhov's pliers, though.
Chekhov's pliers, yeah, he drops. So that was another super disappointing thing, is that they had set this fucking torture room up, and they had said how much he wants to catch Michonne, and they never paid that off either.
Yeah, so did you think he tortured Andrea? I mean, she's looked like she was bloodier than she was the week before, but
it didn't seem like it, because didn't he say, I'm not going to need those?
Yeah. Like, those were special Michonne torture implements.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get all gyno on Andrea.
It seems like a complete cop-out, knowing all the shit that happens to people in the comic books and the grisly stuff that they do, and then in the show, not just showing it, but not even doing it. Not even implying that it happens.
Yeah.
Like, it just seemed like a big cop-out to me. So Carl's packing up his stuff, and he finds the badge that his dad gave him, and he keeps it. He puts it in his pocket. And when he goes outside to load his gear in the car, he gives his dad the old cold shoulder, like literally bumps into him, says, "Get off me." Yeah. Glenn notices it, and he says something to Rick about it, and Rick does not care one bit. He's just like, yeah, whatever. He had to shoot his mom. Kids forget, though. Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
And that shocked me because, frankly, I remember a lot of stuff that happened as a kid better than I do the stuff that has happened to me as an adult.
Well, you got to quit chugging fifths, Jim. That's what happens.
Yeah. Quit huffing speed. I don't know. Whatever Merle's doing over there. Yeah, so he just has this idea that, oh, yeah, everything that Carl's going through right now is not going to affect him later on because he'll just forget about it.
I guess.
Totally ridiculous.
I think he had bigger things on his mind at the time. He's like, well, he'll get it. Because he's basically going to, as we later find out, he's condemning Carl to miss out on all the action, or so he thinks. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking he's like, well, my job's to protect you, and he'll get over it. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. If we can go back to the scene before this just a second ago, I thought of something else I wanted to say. The governor, both times that we've seen him do something with the walkers, has been really inventive with the stuff that he does, right? I mean, like, the first time... so he's collecting walkers. There's that, which he uses as weapons, like we saw in the prison. I thought that was actually pretty effective, ramming that truck into the prison, taking out their wall, and at the same time just pumping zombies right into their yard. Pretty cool. And then to use Milton's not yet dead corpse, but the impending doom of what's going to happen to him as a weapon against Andrea was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, very strong opening, and I liked the horror of being confined with someone that you know is going to turn into a zombie. And also there's some interesting elements even with Milton, that Milton has conducted all these experiments about zombies and reanimation, and now he's finding himself an unwitting participant. And all this knowledge he's collected is like, you know, kind of adds to the horror because he knows exactly how this is going to go down.
Yeah, and not just that, it's that he absolutely does not want to kill Andrea, and yet he's being forced to. He knows, like you said, what's going to happen. He's being forced to one way or another. And I like the line that the governor gives where he says, "You're not getting out of this room without killing her."
Yep.
Very interesting. So we go on to packing up stuff at the car still. Carol comes over to Daryl, who's packing his stuff up, and he comments to her about Merle never doing anything like that, which is a reference to last episode, obviously, in his entire life. Carol grabs him by the hand, holds on to it just a little too long, right? There's like this 1/2 second moment that says there's something more there than just help me up.
And Daryl responds as always. He kind of squints at her.
Yeah.
I mean, he's cool, man. He's not going to run with that ball, I don't think.
No, I think that's season 4. That's going to be all of season 4. So Michonne approaches Rick to thank him for taking her in when she was injured and running from the governor, for not giving her over to the governor, even though he planned to. He just couldn't go through with it because Merle did first.
It's just, again, all these people making amends, saying goodbye. It's doing a very good job of making things seem very final.
Sure, yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm like, oh, man, I'm tense. I don't know who's going to survive.
Yep. Then we go back over to the governor, who is readying his troops for war. He's giving them a little pep talk. And Tyrese comes over and says, "Hey, Gov, we're not going with you. But we'll stay behind, and we'll guard the children." And the governor, you could tell the governor really just wants to put a bullet in his face right there.
Yeah, but he's got the whole town that he's just got whipped up.
Yeah. So he hands him a rifle, and he thanks him. He's very courteous. I kind of like that scene. I don't know. It was all right.
That's still, the wheels have not come off yet.
Yeah, well, see, I'm doing the foreshadowing that I thought they were doing here. Like, oh, yeah, that scene was pretty good. That was pretty, okay, that wasn't bad. Oh, that was shit.
Yeah.
So the governor rolls up in the truck to start. Here's where the shit comes up. Start the weakest war ever. I mean, this war, as I have it in quotes here, was pathetic. They roll into the yard. They waste a ton of ammo, taking out not only taking out the walls where there are no people, but they're taking out the very zombies that they put in that yard 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty ironic. They drive through the prison gates, and they find out, oh my God, the prison is empty. They must have run off. So they go through and they kind of search the living quarters where we've seen the survivors for the past season. And the governor finds a Bible opened to a special passage left by Herschel. One of the funnier things in this episode. Mm-hmm. I saw some really good memes online about this stuff too.
Yeah, I did. Look, different stuff he was seeing on there.
Yeah. Really good. And for anybody who doesn't remember that passage, it was, "And shall come forth they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation."
Which I guess is zombiehood.
Yeah, probably.
I just...
yeah.
I guess I could have a different take. I enjoyed the Rambo style, like, guns blazing, assault, take no prisoner, assault in prison, and then it slowed down and kept going and drug on, and just took so long to pay off. Like, I kind of got like, well, did fucking Rick and them really did they really take off?
Yeah, they kind of were going for that, right? They wanted us to think that,
but I think it went too long for the payoff that we ended up getting to.
Oh, it totally did. You're right. The reason I call it a weak war is not because of how it started, but because of how it ended.
All right, let's get to that
which
part
we'll get
then.
to, yeah. But before we get to that, Milton and Andrea are still doing their thing in the room. Milton tells Andrea that he left the pliers on the floor when he dropped the tools, and he tells her to get free and stab him in the head, which Andrea doesn't seem to like, but I guess she's along for the ride at this point.
I do like Milton gives pretty good dying man. I thought that his performance was really strong.
I thought there were a few good performances in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they were misdirected. So we go back to the prison where the governor and his men are delving deeper in, and they hear some sounds that lead them off in a direction.
Welcome to the tombs, bitches.
Yeah.
Except for nothing happens quite yet.
Yeah, not yet. Before that, we go back to Tyrese and Sasha, and Tyrese is reporting back on the status of the wall. I honestly don't know what the point of this scene was.
Why did they cut back to this? Are they trying to reduce tension?
It makes no sense, right? Like, especially at the end where he runs off. He's like, I got something to do. And then we don't even ever see anything that he's doing.
Yeah. No, oh, great. Another person not being forthcoming. And for a change, you're not even going to become forthcoming with the audience. We don't even know what the hell you did. Did you go cut your toenails?
Very urgent. He had a hangnail.
He had to take a shit. Like an epic, like where you're gripping the door frame of the bathroom.
Oh, sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those. So after that
sweaty
detour,
shit,
we get back to Andrea, who manages to drag the pliers over and takes a little break. Takes a little break for story time with Milton.
Take a breather.
Yeah. Story time with Milton as he lays dying on the floor. So this is ridiculous. Not only is she taking her time while there's a man dying on the floor who's going to turn into a zombie and eat her if she doesn't get free, but just last scene, she told Milton, oh, don't worry, I'm going to get you out of here. It'll be fine. For Milton's sake, shouldn't she be hurrying at least a little bit here? If not for her own sake.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, that everybody knows that that's bullshit. He's not
sure.
getting it. Yeah, he's never making it out of that room.
Yeah, that was obvious. I do like the way, like you were talking about Milton giving good dying man. The way he says you need to hurry in this scene is like, it was haunting to me.
Yeah.
I felt like they made Andrea pause there because they wanted him, oh, this will be a good line. Get in there, Milton. Really say this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shouldn't have had to say it. Fuck.
And I'll say this a little bit more later on with Andrea, but I think they actually made a nice rehab attempt of her. But this whole, like, you can continue to work while you're having the scene, and it would have been significantly less offensive. That's
the thing. Like, if they want the tension to be there and they want this to be meaningful, you've got to keep me in the scene. You can't let me scream at the television saying, fuck you, get the pliers. Like, that's what I was thinking the entire time. I wasn't even listening to what she was saying.
Yep.
And they should have known that. We go back to the prison, and here's where the bulk of the prison action is here. The governor and his men get ambushed by smoke, and I want to say concussion grenades. Were those flashbangs? Or were they sparklers?
Yeah. I think they had flashbangs and gas grenades.
Because if they were flashbangs, they must have had shields up or something, because they didn't do much.
Right.
As soon as they get hit with those, they run out of the prison, and the super ineffective Glenn and Maggie are firing down on them from the high ground, somehow not hitting a goddamn single one of them. It was insane.
What is what is the fucking point?
I don't know, man.
You have this perfect ambush. There's another meme on Reddit where they showed all the places where they could have locked the doors and had been like game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have someone come in and lock the cell block behind them. And you've got them in this perfect killing zone. And this reminded me of like a G.I. Joe battle or like the old A-Team show where like all this shit was exploding and shit was getting fucked up and zombies are in there, but nobody dies.
Yeah, nobody. I'm sure there are people who died in the tombs.
No,
but I didn't really see him.
No, it's like a G.I. Joe battle, and the music was really good. They brought out the Terminator 2 music, but this is where the show right here is where the show started losing me because I'm like, what the fuck? If you want to show that Rick's crew is clever and triumphant, then they should have drawn some blood.
For sure, yeah. Totally disappointed by that. And then we get to one of what I would say is the most controversial points in the episode, where one of the kids, I don't know his name, runs out into the woods.
The asthmatic.
Is it the asthmatic?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. So the asthmatic runs out into the woods to escape. He runs into Beth, Carl, and Herschel, who demand that he drop the weapon. And the kid hesitates, so Carl puts one between his eyes.
I'm on Carl's side.
I am too.
Herschel's only shocked because it was a boy. But I counted long Mississippi seconds. Almost 15 seconds went by from Herschel saying, drop the gun. Mm-hmm. And this fucker not only was not dropping the gun, he was advancing towards Carl and swinging the barrel of the shotgun towards him.
Yeah. So
if you want to make this some morally ambiguous moment, don't do shit like that.
Exactly. Like, that's the whole point of this, is it's supposed to be like, Carl clearly gunned this kid down, and Herschel's telling his father about it. Your son is becoming a cold-blooded killer.
Most police officers in that position would have fucking shot the kid.
Yeah. When you show us a scene where he's obviously not putting the weapon down, what do you expect us to do when Herschel comes back and says, your kid gunned down another kid in cold blood? We don't believe it. We don't buy it.
Yeah, and I thought that Carl didn't do a very good job defending himself on this point. He's basically like, well, you're a pussy, Dad. you know?
Now go. Get out of my face.
Yeah, if this was supposed to... I mean, they could have done that moment.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of moments they could have done. I don't really want to talk about what they could have done. It's what they did that just really didn't work.
No, and this did not.
Yes, this is one of those things that did not work at all.
Uh-huh.
And I'm wondering, like, so they've obviously got the story, and they know that they're going to be like, later on we're going to say specifically that this kid this kid was putting this weapon down. Why are we showing it for 15 seconds not putting the weapon down? I'm just like, Glenn Mazzara's got to be in the back with a megaphone saying, put the fucking gun down, kid. Put it down. Now.
I don't know.
And the kid's just milking screen time or something.
I guess he got his 15 seconds of fame.
Finally, it's just like, just shoot him, Chandler. We'll fix it in post.
Right. And then they fired Mazzara and everyone forgot.
Oh, God. It was so bad. Okay, so having driven the governor off, the survivors discuss what they want to do next and decide to take the fight to Woodbury.
We find out that everyone except for Herschel, the baby, and Carl was in the prison. They had all their badass strength in the prison, and they killed no one.
Did they?
What? Where the fuck?
Yeah, where were they?
They were in the prison. Somewhere. They were the ones firing. I guess.
Beth could have thrown a fucking flashbang.
And they can't cut these guys off and draw some blood?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Totally ridiculous. I mean, the whole point of this war was to draw blood.
They spent the budget, have some people fall down.
They ran out of squibs. Sorry, guys, you get $100.
And what's really insulting is the next scene where the governor goes crazy and kills everyone anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about that. Before we get to that, the survivors are talking about what they're going to do, and they decide to go to Woodbury. They go inside to check on the others, and Carl lies to his dad about the governor's soldiers.
I don't think he lied. He killed one of the governor's soldiers.
Well, he certainly did not tell the whole truth.
So he's a bit gung-ho, but then again, this whole situation is horseshit. They staged the scene, that previous scene, wrong.
No, completely. But going by what the show is obviously trying to tell us after that, Carl did a horrible thing.
Okay. They showed me one thing, and they're telling me another thing.
Yes, that is correct. So then we go over to the governor, who pulls over his convoy, tells him, go back, keep fighting. They don't like that, so he snaps and he guns them all down. Then he gets into a standoff with the world's biggest idiot. takes him out. Then he walks over to the bodies of the people he just killed, puts a bullet in all their heads, and Martinez and Shump jump in the truck and drive off with him.
Was that shitty rifle girl who is at the lead of the "this is bullshit, we're not killing the living," and end up hiding underneath the corpses?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was shitty rifle girl.
No, awesome
I actually
rifle
like
girl,
the whole
right?
hiding under the corpses because it's cool and it's also kind of risky in this world.
Yeah. Who knows if they're going to come back in 4 hours or 4 seconds? Or
Yeah, they
you
could
just
pull
don't
a
know.
Shane and come back like right where the governor's, standing over you.
Yeah.
Why didn't the governor's henchmen kill him?
Because they're fucking idiots.
Why would? In what world do they think that this man is going to be rational person?
There is
worth
no world.
serving from here.
There
'Cause
is
the
no
other thing
world
is,
in which that is true.
They spent precious minutes of screen time, not 3 episodes ago, kind of convincing us that Martinez is not that
Yes.
bad of a guy.
With Daryl out by the silos.
He just hates the walkers because of what they did to his family. And
Yep.
now he's just going to sit and watch this guy gun down women and children and men that are...
Asthmatics and arthritics.
By the way, all these adults are armed and nobody shoots the governor.
Yeah. Well,
He slaughters them
okay, so a lot of people are saying that that's a problem. I don't think it is. These guys are just regular people, right? They're not trained. They're going to
Okay.
see somebody fire
Fair
a gun
point.
and go, oh, shit, and run away.
But the way...
And they're going to get flashbanged, and they're going to say, oh, fuck, we need to get out of this prison, and run.
The way they filmed Martinez and Shampfucker, or whatever his name is, they were totally horrified at what was going on.
Yes,
And they had the power to stop it.
easily.
They did not.
Correct.
They decided to pile in at the governor and just drive off into the sunset.
Yeah, and who knows where the fuck they went. This is the point where I'm thinking, okay, so the governor has no army anymore. This prison war is apparently over.
Yeah.
Where's he going? Are they going to take it to Woodbury and kill him?
I don't know.
Because
No
at
one
this point, I'm
does.
thinking, okay, the governor's got to die because they've kind of been building up to that.
Yes.
In my mind, anyway. I mean, they've made him out to be this horrible villain. We know what happens to villains. They die.
Yeah.
Not in this world. Apparently, they shoot a bunch of innocent
stupid
civilians and
villains.
run off.
Stupid villains. Because he has now turned into a cartoon villain.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So it's like, I can see a cunning, season 3.0 governor could survive. The season 3.5 governor, no fucking way. We want to see him dead. He's supposed to die. He has no further arc.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Revenge
That's true.
against Rick, he's never going to be in a position. I mean, he's just going to go around evil Robin Hood, getting his band of rapist men, and going to come back and get his revenge later.
I guess, but I mean, if he starts trying to amass another group, isn't Martinez maybe going to step in and say, hey, I don't know if you want to be here because this guy, he did some pretty crazy shit last time.
Why wouldn't Martinez kill him and make Shimp his left-hand man and start his own group?
Start the Three Stooges? Just find one more? Find a Curly and they're good to go.
Yeah, they already have their Shimp.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The other thing in this scene, not only do the civilians not kill him, not only does Martinez and Shump not kill him, the guy who draws on him doesn't fucking kill him.
Alan? Yeah.
That is unacceptable. You don't watch a guy gun a whole bunch of people down, pull a gun on him, and just wait while he shoots you.
Yeah, and he doesn't even rail in the guy. I mean, the governor, leisurely pulls up his gun and shoots him. And the guy's holding a semi-automatic weapon. I don't get it.
How can anyone watch this and not think, what the fuck is this? What is happening here? There's 1,000 better ways you could have shot that, and I'm not going to go into them, but the one that they picked does not work at all. It's terrible.
And it's just, we'll get into when you have our final thoughts.
Okay. We go back over to the workshop. Andrea grabs the pliers with her toes, and of course she drops them, predictably drops them. She picks them up again and starts to free herself just in time for Milton's hand to begin moving. He's starting to reanimate.
Again, if the rest of the episode wasn't horseshit and they didn't have that soliloquy where they spent 5 minutes talking to each other instead of her continuing to work on the chains,
Yeah.
would have been a decent scene.
Yeah, could have been tense.
They could have paced this to be, where she's diligently working the whole time. The bolts just aren't getting, her dropping the pliers with her toes is not the problem.
No, certainly not. No.
It's the fact that she took a 5-minute breather to have a bullshit heart-to-heart that went nowhere. That is basically a lamer version of a speech she gives on her deathbed to her actual friends that we care about.
It's, the complete lack of urgency in this character. She is in a extremely urgent situation, and she's acting like she's sitting on a park bench discussing things with a friend.
Yeah.
Ugh. Disgusting.
The only time she's in a hurry, apparently, is when it's time to shoot Daryl. Then she can't fucking shoot fast enough.
Sure. As they're getting ready to leave for Woodbury, Rick tries to scold Carl for killing that kid, but Carl just reverses it on him and tells him to get out of his face. And he drops the badge as he leaves. Kind of a one last final fuck you. He did that on purpose, right?
Oh,
They didn't just fall out of his pocket. Okay.
No, he went ham on Rick. Yeah, he Rick wasn't prepared for how real and raw he got.
Yeah. And I mean, to a certain degree, he's right, isn't he? And that's the thing
Yes, I'm on Carl's side.
Yeah, that's the thing that I don't know that I like, as far as taking Andrea's storyline and making it the complete opposite extreme of the governor. The governor wants to kill everybody all the time. Andrea never wants to kill anybody. We've got Carl, who's here trying to make these hard decisions. It just seems like it is completely counter to everything that Andrea's storyline is trying to do in this episode, because I agree with Carl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was no ambiguity in my mind in that scene.
Yeah.
Again, a police officer in peacetime would have shot that dude, or more than likely would have shot that guy. If he didn't, he would have got a fucking medal for it, for valor. Carl is not a police officer. He's at war, and this guy's an enemy combatant.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. He's literally in the middle of a war.
Yeah. And his baby sister's there. His teenage hottie is there.
Yep,
or
and his
teenage
grandpa.
hottie's old man is there. And he's the guy with the gun, and this kid's being a dick about dropping it fast.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Again, no one in the writers' room or
watch.
That'd have been an easy reshoot to make if they didn't feel like, hey, you know what, we need to make this a little bit more ambiguous. No, they got it. First take.
We go back over to Glenn and Maggie. They decide to stay behind at the prison
for some reason.
Oh, well, in case the governor comes back, I can buy that.
Yeah, I guess that's a good idea.
I mean, they don't know that he just murdered his entire army.
Yeah.
So in case he comes back, they decide to stay, and the badass trio takes off. You got Rick, Daryl, and Michonne rolling up on Woodbury.
Against the combined might of Woodbury, this seems like a bad idea.
Well, and it seems like a bad idea, but Daryl, not a problem, right? He says, just the three of us? All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm on board.
By the way, awesome that on your stealth assault, your secret assault on Woodbury, you're going to take the loudest fucking vehicle you own. You really can't just pile in the Hyundai, man. You got to have this. Woodbury's going to be from 5 miles out. What the fuck? They're actually coming to get us?
Those guys are crazy. Let's all run away. Okay, so I give Zombie Kill of the Week here to Michonne for the double katana kill.
Yeah.
Get out of the car. That was pretty righteous.
Slice their faces off.
Yeah, and there weren't really any great zombie kills, unless you want to count the ones that were kind of Rambo style with the 50 cal.
It was cool.
This one was up close and personal. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Milton comes back as a walker, and Andrea struggles to get free. She manages to get free just as Milton approaches, and the camera pulls out behind the door. We have no idea what happens. I actually didn't think she was going to get eaten at this point.
I didn't either. And can we also talk about Andrea's immaculately pedicured toes?
Well, I mean, what's wrong with that?
Everybody else, every square inch of these people are grimy, but she just got her nails did.
Yeah, man.
Maybe that's why it took so long with the pliers. She didn't want to fuck up her nail job.
Probably.
I just thought, that's a minor detail that should have been caught, right?
I don't know. I hate, in an episode so full of bullshit, I hate to nitpick
It's indicative.
stuff like that.
I'm no man. I'm like people that say I nitpick shit. I'm nitpicking the fuck out of this episode because this is the kind of stuff. It's
All right,
it's
well,
not like attention to detail, people. Attention to detail in character. Attention to detail in story. And all you people are like, oh, this is zombies. Turn off your brain. Well, this is what you get.
This was not supposed to be turn off your brain. That's not what this show was supposed to be. It has morphed into that, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So we go back to Rick and his group who arrive at Woodbury at the front wall where...
But before we get into that, can I get a quick review of The Walking Dead Survival Instinct? Have you played it?
Don't buy it, yeah. I played it this weekend.
Really? Because the Merle was rough looking. He was very Smeagol looking.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's just not a fun game. Yeah.
No?
A lot of the mechanics are boring, and I ended up not even playing through it. I just quit, like maybe 3 hours in.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, I was just wondering because I heard you like doing some tweeting about it, and I thought the commercial looked awesome. So, public service announcements: stay away.
I think that was my tweet. Like, don't be fooled by this preview. The game is as rotten as a walker. So, yeah, not good. Anyway, we go to the gates with Rick and crew where Tyrese is posted up and they start shooting until Karen jumps up and says, hey, Rick saved me and the governor killed everybody. And suddenly Tyrese is okay with everything. The guy who last time he saw was fucking screaming into the sky, waving his pistol around, threatening to kill everyone. Now he's suddenly cool because Karen says, it's fine.
I think that's okay. I'm not going to defend it. It doesn't deserve my defense. Also, right. I forget. I think we kind of glossed over this, but Shitty Rifle Girl decided that it was best to jump scare to reveal herself.
Yeah, we
with a bunch of armed men. Like, oh my God.
What I want to do. I might actually do this because this is an easy clip to cut, but I want to cut a clip of her jump scaring Daryl and then getting out of the truck and him clearing it and then just have it loop over and over. Like there's just 18 people in this truck. Like
a clown car?
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay.
So, yeah. Rick kind of leaves cover here and they discuss the situation with Tyrese. Rick tells him that Andrea never made it to the prison, and they go off to search for her. When they find her in the workshop, she's been bit, which was surprising to me. She asks about the others and says that no one can make it alone now. Andrea decides she's going to blow her brains out, and Rick gives her a gun, and Michonne stays to watch, and the others go outside. What do you think about Andrea's heartfelt death scene?
I thought Daryl must have been chuckling at the irony of Andrew shooting herself. No, I mean, I thought the whole I just didn't want anyone to die was not a bad rationale. That, you know,
sure.
and that kind of fits with her character arc the whole season where she's kind of delusional, thinking that if she can just keep this all together, that maybe everyone that she cares about can live. It was a fantasy, and it's revealed at the end as a fantasy. And I guess, you know, it's fine. I mean, we talked about this where we thought that Andrea died just because they had just kind of screwed up her character. The internet had hated her, hated her. This show seems to rather dispose of people than to work with criticisms and give them, rework their character. So, yeah.
Frankly, I never understood the, super hate for Andrea. Certainly not on the level that I hated Lori.
Right.
I thought she was an actively bad character. Andrea, I just wasn't connected to super well.
Yeah, she really went off the rails this half of the season, though.
She did. Once she should have clearly recognized that the governor was a psychopath. Then I started saying, okay, I see why people hate her, but I still didn't hate her. I just didn't care about her that much.
Yeah. I feel
because of that stuff, and so. When she says, "Oh, when she's sacrificing herself for other people to live, it's like, so what? Right. I don't care about you that much,
right?
And the Michonne Andrea connection was never made that strongly, in my opinion, either. Like, we know from the backstory of this that they were traveling together for 8 months or so in the harsh Georgia winter, but we don't ever see any of that. We saw one conversation around a campfire. We saw one conversation when Andrea came back to the prison a couple episodes ago, and they didn't seem too friendly there. So, like, we know there's a relationship, but it didn't seem like a meaningful enough one for me to get really worked up, or for Michonne to.
Yeah, and flashbacks are cheap and easy, and I feel like a couple more of them fleshing out their relationship, and it would have been a lot less Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker-esque, and that, oh, yeah, they're such good friends, but we never see it. And just like them, we don't really connect to it. We don't believe it. And they had we talked about, like, oh, my God, such a breakneck pace to the first half of the season. Where are they going to the second season? They had plenty of time to fill.
Yeah.
And they could have given us these nice character moments, but they didn't. And the arcs that they did set up, I can't stress this enough, did not pay off. And now we basically have flipped Rick to the beta mode again.
Yep.
Like, he's learned a lesson, but I don't think they're the right lessons.
So, what do you think the lesson... Well, okay, let's save it until we get to the actual lesson scene, right?
All right.
Which we're at, but before we get to that, I wanted to talk about the logistics of firing this weapon, because it has been everywhere on Reddit. I mean, people are arguing up and down about this weapon. Like, what kind of weapon is it, first of all? It's a revolver,
What are you talking
right?
about? What are you talking about?
The weapon that Rick gives to Andrea to shoot herself.
Okay. I didn't even pay attention.
Okay.
So she's got a revolver.
It's his revolver. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. People are going back and analyzing, like, the sound that it makes. And yes, this is very nitpicky. I'm totally not on board with these criticisms, but so many people are talking about it that I've got to mention it.
Okay.
They make the sound of a shell casing hitting the ground a couple times.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Which, yeah, revolvers don't release shell casings. Sorry.
No. They don't. They require manual intervention.
And some people are saying, like, it's not his revolver. No, it's his fucking revolver. I went back and I looked. It's his revolver. Just stay calm. It's his revolver.
Uh-huh.
The other thing, firing this weapon, we always talk about how loud weapons would be. How loud do you think firing a .45 caliber pistol,
It's a .357.
a .357 would be in a corrugated steel box?
Extremely loud.
Okay.
Like, and Michonne is like 2.5 feet from the
Let's
assume
from the muzzle. She walked to the other side of the room.
It's gonna be deafening.
Yeah, it's gonna be super loud. The sound effect that they put in there did not accurately portray how loud that gun would be.
No, I mean, like I said, I own a very similar weapon, and I don't like to fire it without earmuffs just out in the open. Yeah. I can't even imagine. I mean, you've been to the range with me to shoot it. Like, you know, you get into like a 10-foot wide cement box, and you can feel it in your lungs. Like, yeah. You know, it's terrifying. Michonne would be like, "What? What?" You know, 10 and 9 to city.
All right, so that's out of the way. We go back over to Rick at the prison and his crew coming back. They have a busload of people in tow from Woodbury. And when they get there, Carl asks what this is, and Rick tells
what
him
is
that
this
they're joining
shit?
us. Yeah. I mean, I can just see Shane last season yelling, "What is this?" Yeah. I mean, that is Carl right then.
Uh-huh.
And Rick lays down the law. He says they're joining us, and then Carl huffs off.
So I guess it's back to dictatorship? We're going to take a vote about letting these fuckers in?
Yeah, apparently not, no. We're just going to bring back 48 people.
This has been characterized as a bus full of old people and young people, but honestly, it does seem like it's like from all walks of life.
But it can't be, right? Because the governor took his best people for his army, which he murdered.
Yet there were middle-aged, able-bodied people in that crowd.
No, they all had asthma. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 20th century invention, though, Jim.
And finally, Rick sees Lori looking down approvingly at him from the catwalk. The only thing that was brought to a close here, in my opinion, is Rick's insanity, right?
Yeah, because
I mean,
he looks
now
back
he's
and
sane
she's
again.
gone, right?
And they zoom in on the grave marker. So I'm only left to assume that, okay, Rick is now sane again. He's made his he's repented. He's done what he needed to do to get back on the normal plane of sanity.
Man, if your tag for next season is, well, at least our leader's not going to be batshit crazy, yeah, Bill, you better bowl me over with the season 4 trailers.
Yeah.
Because I'm not...
But the thing is, they run some season 4 trailers that are fucking awesome. I'm not going to believe them. They ran trailers that were saying, get ready for the epic fucking war.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, taken as a whole, season 3 feels slightly better on average than season 2. But it's hard to say
With
because
the exception of the finales.
The taste we're going to have in our mouth, we're going to have to stick with for well over 6 months.